So some of you guys already know, recently I picked up an electric bike to commute to work with. I used to have a little Toyota Echo, and it was great. It was good on fuel, but it was dying, and I wanted to get something else. And the electric bikes, they seem like such a great option. So I picked one up. It's a rad bike. I love it, and I've been riding it every day to work. Anyway, let's get on with this story. So just last week, I rode a bike all the way to work. I rode my bike to work, and I got to work, and I parked my bike in my usual spot next to the toolbox and proceeded to get going with my day. Another technician in the shop got my attention and said, "Hey, it looks like you got a flat." Really? I looked over, and sure enough, there I had a flat tire. Now, a flat tire can be a big bummer when that's your way back and forth to work. So, yeah, an issue. And especially when I had a busy day. I had a busy day ahead of me, and I really just didn't have any time to be messing around with a flat tire, right? So, just so happened that recently a shop opened up pretty close, like right next door. A bicycle repair shop. Whoa, save the day. So I went over to the bicycle repair shop, and I knew that, well, it's kind of a odd sized tire that maybe they don't have a tube for it, but I figured I'd give it a go. I go in and I asked them, "Hey, how you doing? I work next door. Can you fix the flat on my bike? I have a busy day. I'd do it myself, but you know, I'm busy, and you guys do this. I'm happy to pay. Go for it." And they said, "Oh, well, sorry, we don't do 20-inch wheels, whatever. We don't have that kind of stock." So, then I asked, can you patch it? They don't do that. So, okay, whatever, that's fine. So I found a place that had the tube that I needed, and so I had to do a bit of research, find that thing, got the tube. Great. No problem. Went and picked it up, used a colleague's car, went and grabbed it, and then came back, and then, "Hey, can you guys do this now? Because the tube is now available." Yeah, no problem. Okay, cool. Because today I've got this transmission job. I really need to get it done. I can't be changing a flat on my bicycle. If you have the time, I'd be happy to pay you guys to do this. Sure, no problem. So drop it off. And, they did the job. I finished my transmission job. I finished my day. I pick up the bike. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it was all good. Sweet. Nice." And the technician says, "Oh, it was a bit of a pain. It's an electric bike, and I don't know how to work on these. It seems pretty complicated. So we didn't unplug there was like wires, so we just kind of shimmied the wheel up and then got the tube out and then put the new tube." Okay, yeah, sure, whatever you had to do, no problem. So I drive it home. Everything's good, no problem. Get home and go in about my business and take care of the kids and all that stuff. Now later in the evening, when I was out buying the tube, I picked up a bicycle mirror because I was like, "Oh, it'd be nice to see better with this longer mirror." So I went to change that. I get out into the garage to do that, and I noticed that the bike is on a funny angle. And sure enough, the tire's flat again. And so okay, I'm already a little bit annoyed by that. So, but the thing is, when I purchased the tube for the bike, I purchased 3, knowing that, dude, this is probably gonna happen again at some point. So why not just preemptively have that in stock if nobody else is gonna carry these things except that one supplier that I bought all 3 that they had. Anyway, so here I am having to do this job again, and I'm already just kind of annoyed. And so I go to pull the wheel off, and it wasn't really a big deal. I mean, it was one zip tie that I had to cut and then just unplug the electrical connection, and then it pulled the wheel off. Okay, again, that got me a little bit more annoyed. And then I pulled the wheel off. I pulled the wheel off, and then I pulled the tire off. And the thing that punctured the original tube was still in the tire. Now, at this point, I just want to get the job done. I just want to put it back together, and I just want to be able to commute and get to work. Now, here's my question for you guys. Now, I mentioned this all to the wife, and the wife's like, well, you better march yourself in there and get a refund for that repair. And maybe even get them to pay for the tube that you paid. So it was a $20 repair, and I paid $15 for the tube, so I'm out like $35, right? Is it worth the hassle? So I basically I lost out on $35. And I put my faith in these guys to do that. But now it's this awkward situation. We're in the same complex for businesses. What would you guys do? Because I'm really in a rock and a hard place. I got the wifey going, go get it. And I'm going, I'm just never going to do business with them again. So do I Karen up and go ask for a refund? I don't think I'm gonna. So just in the comments, let me know what you would do in this scenario. Now, if it was a big bill and I spent a lot of money, I mean, that could be a different story. But as it stands, I haven't gone back. I haven't asked for a refund on the $20 repair that was clearly done wrong. I mean, the same thing was still there. I mean, the chances of another puncture on the way home from that are pretty slim. But at the same time, it could have been a reality. I seriously doubt it. But anyway, in the comments, let me know. What would you do in this scenario? You gonna be a Karen? You gonna ask for the refund? Or are you gonna let it go? Next one. We'll see you in the next one.